Now, let's look at this next story, which is a very, very interesting one. An anti-gay church, the Westboro Baptist Church, has won a remarkable victory in the American courts. Let me tell you about them. The Supreme Court ruled on Wednesday, that's a U.S. Supreme Court, that a grieving father's pain over mocking protests at his Marine son's funeral must yield to First Amendment protections of free speech. All but one justice in the Supreme Court sided with the fundamentalist church that has stirred outrage with raucous demonstrations contending God is punishing the military for the nation's tolerance of homosexuality. The 8-1 decision in favor of the Westboro Baptist Church of Topeka, Kansas, was the latest in a line of court rulings that, as Chief Justice John Roberts said in his opinion for the court, protects even hurtful speech on public issues to ensure that we do not stifle public debate. The decision ended a lawsuit by Albert Snyder, who sued church members for the emotional pain they caused him by showing up at his son Matthew's funeral, as they have at hundreds of other funerals. The Westboro members held signs with provocative messages including, "Thank God for dead soldiers," "You're going to hell," "God hates the USA, thank God for 9/11, and one that combined the U.S. Marine Corps' motto, Semper Fi, with a slur against gay men. Justice Samuel Alito, the lone dissenter, said Snyder wanted only to bury his son in peace. Instead, Alito said the protesters brutally attacked Matthew Snyder to attract public attention. Isn't this taking free speech to its extremes? That a church apparently motivated by Jesus Christ, can turn up at people's funerals and mock them and cheer the fact that they're dead and being lowered into a grave at an early age. And they're, not only that, they're actually soldiers that have been killed in action in the United States. On one level, this shows the US's constitutional government, that people have an unlimited right of free speech. But I don't agree with it, do you? 08717 223344 is the number to call. Are you with the justices of the Supreme Court who in the past have ruled that the American Nazi Party can dress up in Nazi uniforms, waving swastika flags, and march, or goose step, I should say, down the streets of predominantly Jewish areas of New York City? I'm not. I don't believe people have unlimited rights of freedom of speech. And we're going to open that issue in the course of the rest of the show.
Christians has been made to compromise over the last few years in this country. And so I will not compromise my faith. It's really very, very simple. I believe that telling a child of the age of 8 that homosexuality is right, I cannot do that. I will not do that. And so, today I feel saddened.
Well, Eunice Johns, a Christian couple, have been told they can't become foster parents because of their views on homosexuality. Eunice and Owen Johns from Derby said they wouldn't be able to tell a child that being gay is an acceptable lifestyle. A High Court judge told them their views discriminated against people on the grounds of sexual orientation. In a landmark ruling, the judges decided laws against sexual discrimination should take precedence over religious grounds. Eunice says she's standing up for what she believes in, and all she wanted to do was give a child a loving home. So where do you stand on that? Is that a part of this argument, actually, that I want to provoke about the question of freedom of speech? Isn't it the case that there must be some limits on what people are allowed to say, in public at least, and in relation to the adopted children? The state has a view on these things. It is an advanced view compared to the view that used to prevail in this country some decades ago. And if you're going to adopt a child in this country, but you have bigoted and backward views, then the state will not allow you to do so. Rightly, in my opinion. 08717 223344, because I want to hear your opinion. It's very, very important to me. We're talking about freedom of speech. We're talking about the rights that people have to speak as balanced by the rights of other people, not to have the funeral of their children ruined, for example, by bigots chanting how happy they are that their child is being buried, saying that it's all a punishment from God because of liberalism on gay rights. Now, these are grotesque bigots of the Westboro Baptist Church who disgrace the name of the Christian family were picketing Matthew Snyder's funeral. He was a U.S. Marine who had been killed in action. He was being buried. These bigots came along and, metaphorically speaking, danced on his grave and said that he was being punished because of tolerance towards homosexuals. The Snyder family went to court, and now it's gone all the way to the Supreme Court to try and get a decision which limited the rights of such bigots to destroy an already distraught family's last day with their child as they buried them.